Ang location ng ating binabantayang si Typhoon Karina or may international name na Gaime ay nasa 300 kilometers north-northeast of Itbayat, Batanes. At ito ay may taglay na lakas ng hangin na 155 kilometers per hour malapit sa gitna at may pagbugsong 190 kilometers per hour. Ito ay kumikilos north-westward at 25 kilometers per hour. Next slide please. Okay, so according sa our forecast, kikita natin na ang itong si Typhoon Karina ay inaasahan natin na lalabas ng Philippine Area of Responsibility by tomorrow morning. Subalit ito ay kasalukuyan nagdadala pa rin ng malakas na hangin, particular dito sa Batanes Islands, no? And then bukod doon ay hinahatak nito ang hanging habagat na siyang nagdudulot ng mga pag-ulan sa kasalukuyan sa NCR, ganun din sa western section ng Luzon. Next slide please. Okay, and kaugnay nito ay nakataas nga ang babala ng wind signal number 2, particular sa Batanes Islands. Inaasahan natin na mayroong minor to moderate threat to life and property with that strength ng winds. And then next slide. And then kaugnay nito ay meron ding signal number 1, particularly sa Babuyan Islands, sa northern portion of mainland Cagayan, ganun din sa northern portion ng Ilocos Norte. Next slide please. And pinapakita naman dito ang mga naging pag-ulan nitong mga nakaraang araw. Sa left panel ay noong July 21, mapapansin natin may mga ilang lugar sa ating bansa na nakaranas ng pag-ulan. Mayroong mga yellow shaded areas dyan na kung saan ay nakareceive ng about 50 millimeters ng ulan. And then nadagdagan ito noong July 22, mapapansin natin sa northern sections ng Luzon and ganoon din sa western section ng Luzon, kasama ang ilang areas ng Mindoro Island ay nakaranas na rin ng mga malalakas na pag-ulan. And then as of 8 a.m. today, next slide please, makikita natin na nadagdagan pa ang mga pag-ulan, particular sa western section ng Luzon. Ganun din yung ilang bahagi pa actually ng kasama yung NCR po, kung mapapansin natin may mga red shaded areas dyan. Ito yung nag-cause ng mga pagbaha, kung mapapansin natin sa ilang lugar. Even going here to the Office of the Civil Defense, napansin niyo na may ilang mga kalsada na medyo gutter deep yung tubig. So next slide please. And kaugnay nga po nito ay nagtaas ng babala, as of 8 a.m. today, meron tayong red heavy rainfall warning na kung saan inaasahan yung mga torrential na pag-ulan. Ito po ay sa Metro Manila, sa Rizal, sa Bataan, Pampanga, and Bulacan. And meron naman tayong orange or intense rainfall sa Cavite and Zambales. And then meron tayong yellow heavy rainfall warning sa probinsya ng Tarlac, sa Laguna, sa Batangas, and some portions of Quezon. Next slide please. And then kaugnay din ito ay nagkaroon tayo or nag-issue tayo ng Weather Advisory number 28 na kung saan ay inaabisuhan natin ang ating mga kababayan na by tomorrow ang southwest monsoon na pinag-iibayo nga nitong si Tropical Cyclone Karina or si Typhoon Karina ay magdadala ng heavy to intense rains, about 100 to 200 millimeters of rain, particular sa Ilocos Region, sa Abra, sa Benguet, Zambales, Bataan, and Occidental Mindoro. Samantalang moderate to heavy rains or about 50 to 100 millimeters ang inaasahan, particular dito sa atin, sa Metro Manila, sa nalalabing bahagi ng Cordillera Administrative Region, sa Tarlac, sa Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Oriental Mindoro, and Calamian Group of Islands. And then by tomorrow, July 25, inaasahan natin na meron pa rin moderate to heavy rains, about 50 to 100 millimeters of rain, particular sa Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Ilocos Region, Apayao, Abra, Benguet, Zambales, Bataan, at Occidental Mindoro. Samantalang by July 26, about moderate to heavy rains ang inaasahan sa Zambales and Bataan. paalala ko lang din po na dito sa Metro Manila, by tomorrow, inaasahan pa rin po natin ang ganitong kondisyon, yung pag-ulan pa rin po. Next slide, please. And kaugnay nito ay ito pa rin po yung inaasahan natin, related direkta kay Typhoon Karina, about 100 to 200 millimeters sa Batanes, yung inaasahan nating pag-ulan. Next slide, please. And then, ang forecast rainfall natin ay generally mataas, of course, doon sa mga matataas na lugar, ang mga bulubunduking lugar. And with those conditions, ay inaasahan din natin ang flooding and possible rain-induced landslides. And especially in areas that are highly or very highly susceptible to those kinds of hazards. And inaasahan pa rin po ito natin sa mga susunod na araw. And kaugnay din po nito ay may nakataas tayo na gale warning. Inaasahan natin yung 3.5 to 4.5 meters ng taas ng alon sa mga baybayin po dyan sa Batanes, northern coast of Cagayan, ganun din sa Babuyan Islands. And may mga ilang lugar pa rin po sa West Philippine Sea, about moderate to rough seas ang inaasahan natin, 2 to 3.5 meters yung taas ng alon. Moderate to rough seas naman sa gawing east section ng Philippine Sea, 2.5 to 4 meters ang inaasahan natin dyan. And then moderate seas dito na sa gawing south ng parte ng ating karagatan. Next slide, please. So, ito naman po ay yung 5-day forecast natin. For today, stormy weather pa rin, of course, dahil nandun malapit yung ating bagyo, si Bagyong Karina sa Batanes, and then rains and gusty winds are going to be expected there. Kasama na rin ang Babuyan Islands, northern portion ng Cagayan and northern portion of Ilocos Norte. And then sa Western Visayas, Negros Island region and the rest of Luzon will have cloudy skies with rains due to southwest monsoon or itong habagat na nakaka-apekto natin. And then ang nalalagay lagi ng bansa will generate. And then by tomorrow, inaasahan natin yung habagat will continue to affect some areas in Visayas, particularly sa western section. And then si Karina, and sa kabila nito, yung Metro Manila, the rest of Luzon and Western Visayas provinces will have rains and thunderstorms, although higher amount of rainfall is expected, particular sa western section ng Northern Luzon and Central Luzon, Calabarzon and Mindoro provinces. By tomorrow, the rest of the country will have fair weather conditions, except those that I have mentioned earlier. And then by Friday, next slide please, southwest monsoon pa rin ang makaka-apekto. Northern Luzon, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, and Occidental Mindoro is expected to have rains and thunderstorms, samantalang ang nalalabing bahagi ng bansa ay magiging fair na weather conditions. And then by Saturday to Sunday, next slide please, the effect of southwest monsoon will likely weaken, and but still likely pa rin yung scattered rains and thunderstorms, particularly sa Ilocos region, sa Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Bataan, and then the rest of the country will be fair Sunday. So cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Zambales and Bataan. So I think that's all. Subalit bigyan ko lang din po kayo ng update, mahal na Pangulo, pertaining sa ilang dams na minomonitor po ng Pag-asa. Kanina, actually alas 5 ng umaga ay nag-issue na rin po ang NAPOCOR, yung mga dam operators na kung saan ay magbubukas nga po ng gates ang Ipo Dam and then ang Binga Dam by 11 a.m. today. So this 11 o'clock, kanina lang ay nagbukas na po ng gates ang mga ito. Ito pong Binga Dam, ang inaasahan natin maapektuhan nito ay downstream niya ay itong Barangay Dalupirit, Barangay Tinogdan sa Itogon, Benguet po ito. And then may information din po tayo nakuha kanina pertaining naman doon sa ating water level monitoring sa Santo Niño sa Marikina ay nasa critical level po ito. Actually, na-exceed na yung critical level which is currently at 18.15 meters. Yun po, mahal na Pangulo. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Malakas talaga ang laki na ng tubig. Kung have we nasabihan naman natin yung mga maapektuhan? nagbukas tayo ng dam, ano tayo ng tubig, dapat warningan natin yung mga affected areas, those barangays that were mentioned.
Yes, sir. We will just coordinate with
Kailangan ba silang i-evacuate?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kailangan po, sir. Actually, mamaya ibibigay ko po yung report ko, sir. Yung general situation sa buong.
Have they opened it already?
Mahal na Pangulo, yung Ipo and Binga Dam ay nag-open na po. Pero 5 a.m. po kanina ay nag-abiso po ang ano po. Ganun din po sa mga regional.
Doon sa mga areas na
yes, po.
aabutan. And but nabisuhan lang o napadala natin ng tulong na para pag-evacuate. That's what we need to do kasi just being warned is not enough. They have to be moved to a safer place at least hanggang bumaba ang tubig. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Siguro the LG will have to...
Actually,
yung kaya ng local government yan, that the province can do.
Yeah, it should be part of protocol talaga yan, sir. Na bago sila magbukas.
Well, you remember, nung nagbukas tayo, yung sa Cagayan Valley,
yes, sir.
ang daming naabutan.
Apektuhan. Yes, sir.
Walang coordination. Kaya
Yes, sir.
iwasan natin yun.
Yes, sir.
So at least kulang yung pagsasabihan lang natin. Kailangan magpadala tayo ng sasakyan para ilayo sila.
Yes, sir.
Mahanap tayo yung pinakamalapit na evacuation center o pwedeng gamitin na evacuation center. Ilipat muna sila doon. Kahit overnight. Para bukas, baka gumaan ng konti, pwede silang bumalik. Anyway, but that's, we have to prepare for the downstream na ano.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Now the OCD will give us the briefing on an update on the general situation of the communities that are affected by this Typhoon Karina.
Mahal na po. Mahal na Pangulong Marcos, members of the national, regional, and local PRM councils, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'll be presenting the combined effects of the southwest monsoon and tropical cyclones Butchoy and Karina. And I will be following the sequence of presentation. I'll be skipping the situation overview, His Excellency, in as much as the DOST Pagasa has already given the weather update. I'll go directly to the effects or the combined effects of the southwest monsoon and tropical cyclones Butchoy and Karina as of July 24, 2024, 9 a.m. So shown on the screen are the incidents monitored. We have the rain-induced landslide, 12. There are 423 flooded areas, 1 toppled tree, 1 maritime incidents, 1 drowning, 1 liquefaction, 1 water spout, 1 strong winds, and uprooted trees. And this happens in regions 1, 3, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, Caraga, and Farm. There are 183,464 affected families, totaling to 882,861 persons, of which 123,898 families, or 612,324 persons, are being served inside and outside evacuation centers. 71 LGUs suspended work, and 105 LGUs suspended classes in regions 1, 2, 3, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, and Car. There are 8 dead, 2 injured, and 1 missing in regions 9, 10, 11, and Barm as a result of the combined effects of southwest monsoon and the 2 tropical cyclones. On the declaration of state of calamity, Cabacan and Pikit, Cotabato in Region 12, Pinamalayan, Oriental Mindoro, and Mimaropa has declared state of calamity, and Butuan, Jose Abad Santos in Davao Oriental also declared state of calamity. On the status of lifelines,
What 8 deaths.
Yes, sir.
What were the causes of that? Mga drowning or
No, sir. These are actually casualties in Regions 9. These are
yes, I know. But what the causes?
landslide, sir. In Zamboanga City, there are 4. 2 landslides occurred in 2 sitios in Barangay Pamukutan, Zamboanga City. And also drowning in Bukidnon, and also in Davao Occidental, especially in Butuan. The previously injured one casualty was found drunk crossing a high current river. And in Maguindanao del Sur, especially in Pagalungan, drowning, sir. And for the missing, one in Region 10, Mr. President, His Excellency. For the effect of tropical cyclone Karina, we have yet to receive casualties, Your Excellency. So, with your permission, sir, can I
Yes,
proceed?
please.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So for the effects, for the status of lifelines, next slide please. So shown on the screen, there are 96 roads affected, 18 of which are still not passable in regions as indicated. 13 bridges were affected, 8 are still not passable, especially in regions 2, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, 9, 12, and Barm. There are 33 power interruptions, of which 10 are still experiencing power interruption. In region 1, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, 9, 10, 11, 12, and Caraga. 3 water interruptions occurred, of which 2 is still experiencing water interruption in Calabarzon, Mimaropa, and 9. 11 seaports were affected, 8 of which 8 seaport canceled trips and non-operational. 1 airport is still non-operational in Mimaropa. 15 domestic flights, of which 14 are still canceled in Region 2. And there are 9 communication lines affected. 1 communication line was interrupted. And this happened in Regions 1, 9, and Caraga. For the damaged houses, there are 72 totally and 173 partially damaged houses reported. A total of 9.7 million pesos was reported as damage and losses to agriculture in regions Mimaropa, 6, 9, 10, and Barm. 700,000 pesos was reported as damage to infrastructure in Region 10, and about 100,000 pesos was reported as other damaged assets in Region 11.
All right. Do we have a figure for or a map ng communities that are still isolated na hindi pa natin mapuntahan? Because it's those are the ones that we need to be paying
Yes,
attention
sir.
to.
We can produce, sir.
Yeah, that's what we need to see where we will focus our attention. Para the moment bumaba ang tubig, maging passable ulit yung daan,
Yes, sir.
makapunta na sila kagad. So those para maaari natin paghandaan na mabuti, we need to know where they are.
Yes, sir.
Where those are, lagi yan, meron mga na-isolate na kahit anong gawin mo, hindi mo mapasok dahil mataas pang tubig. So we have to just, we have to be prepared. The moment that it's passable, makapasok na tayo ng tao, ng gamit. So yes, we need to identify those areas. so that we need to know which are the ones that right now hindi pa natin natulungan.
Yes, sir. We will.
Yes, please. That's actually the most important part, because we have 96 roads affected. You don't know where those roads are and where they are going to. So I think another important figure is which communities. Sana sa mapa makita natin itong mga communities na pa-isolate pa, hindi pa mapasok. Mataas pa ang tubig, whatever the reason. Bumagsak yung tulay, nasira yung daan, nag-landslide, tabunan, whatever. So that we know what we need to do.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Please carry on.
Yes, sir. We will draft it as soon as possible, sir. So for our actions taken, 29 million pesos was provided as assistance to affected families. This came from DSWD, LGU, MDMO, and the Office of the Vice President. And the table shown are the breakdown of the assistance provided. So let me briefly discuss them or mention them. There are 23,197 number of affected families requiring assistance, and a total of 29,000 or 29 million was given as cost of assistance, and there are 19,625 families assisted, equivalent to 84.6% of families assisted, and assistance is ongoing, Mr. President. For Mimaropa, there are 6,562 families. Region 6, 70 families. Region 7, 548. Region 10, 33. Region 11, 40. Region 12, 15,921. And Caraga, 23 number of families. And the cost of assistance are as shown on the screen. The type of assistance provided are food packs and hot meals for Mimaropa, family food packs and hygiene kits for Region 6, and similar with Region 7, financial assistance and non-food items for Region 10, family food packs for Region 11, family food packs for Region 12, and also in Caraga. And the number of families assisted are the following: 3,031 for Mimaropa, 70 for Region 6, 548 Region 7, 33 Region 10, 34 Region 11, 15,886 Region 12, and 23 for Caraga. And there are 1,021 persons who are preemptively evacuated in regions 1, 6, 9, 11, and Caraga. As far as the actions taken by the NDRIM Operations Center, we have issued NDRIM-C Memo number 147 regarding raising of alert status to blue in connection with the low pressure area in southwest monsoon. Issued Memo number 154 regarding the emergency preparedness and response protocols in connection with Tropical Cyclone Karina, Southwest Monsoon, and Butchoy. We issued Memo number 155 regarding raising of alert status from blue to red. We continuously coordinated, or our OCD regional offices are continuously coordinating, including our NDRIM-C member agencies. We continuously monitor and provide advisories through DOST Pagasa, and disseminated 15 emergency alert and warning messages, conducted weather updates on 16 and 19 July 2024. We conducted the pre-disaster risk assessment analyst and core group meetings on 20 and 21 July 2024. We activated the virtual EOC on 20 July 2024, we conducted coordination meeting in connection with the combined effects of southwest monsoon and tropical cyclone Karina yesterday, and issued recommendation letters for work and class suspensions due to southwest monsoon and tropical cyclone Karina on 23 and 24 July 2024. The following slides are the action photos where we had our video teleconferencing on the following dates, 23 and 24 July, and the other are action photos. So that's all, Mr. President.
Very
Thank you
good.
very
All
much.
right. Okay. Thank you for that. It's the usual places. Solsona again. Dumalneg. Okay. Who is next? DILG is next or MMDA? Sinong susunod? Dito sa ano ko, MMDA pero ang exhibit DILG.
MMDA or? Ako na. Okay. Magandang umaga po, mahal na Pangulo, sa mga miyembro po ng NDRRMC, sa ating mga kababayan. Sa ngayon po, dito po sa nangyari po ay nag-issue po nung pang July 15 pa lang, nung meron pa lang mga low pressure area at alam namin pa parating itong Choy at ito pong Karina. Nag-issue na kami ng mga 5 advisory sa lahat po ng LGU para paghandaan po ito. At ayon po sa aming Oplan listo ay nagbigay na rin po kami ng mga dadaanan ng path nitong bagyo. Nakikita po na rito itong Abra, Apayao, Batanes, etc. No? At ayan po ang next. Ayan po yung mga issuances na nasa ngayon at ayan po yung tract. At ayon po rito, ito po yung mga next please. Next. Yan. Next. Next. Yan po yung Oplan listo para po sa ating kababayan. Ito po ay ang binababa namin sa lahat ng mga gobernador, mayor, barangay captain kung anong gagawin nila on the ground. Kung sila ba mag-evacuate, sila mag-iipon ng mga tubig, etc. etc. Lahat po yan ay may checklist para sila po ay guided. Next. So ito po ang mga ginawa na mga critical preparedness actions ng lahat po ng LGU on the ground na nasa path po nitong ating bagyo. Next. So, next. Ito po ang iilan lamang sa mga action photos na nangyari. Next. Sa NCR, halos lahat po. Nakikita po natin dito from Pasay to Caloocan to Pateros. Next. To Las Piñas. Gabi pa lang po ito. No? Kayo na umaga. Ito po ngayon lang po nakunan talagang on the ground. Yan si Vice Mayor April. Next. Makati. Next. Pasay, no? Next. Quezon City, no? May mga tubig-tubig na po dito po sa Palayan. Next. Quezon City, yan po. Dito po yan sa Damayang Lagi, sa Quezon City, sa E. Rodriguez. Medyo may tubig na po dyan. Next. Sa Caloocan, gano'n din po. Next. Muntinlupa, si Mayor Rufy. Next. Muntinlupa, yan. Mga tubig na rin po. Halos sa Muntinlupa. Next. Marikina, ito po ngayon, medyo mataas na po ang tubig rito. So, in fact, nag-text na sa Tony. Kaka-text ko lang po ngayon kay Mayor Marcy na kung po pwede mag-force evacuation na po tayo dahil medyo tumataas na po talaga ang tubig sa Marikina. Pero si Mayor Marcy po ay walang tulog. Kagabi pa po siya na dyan. Talaga nagmumonitor at sanay na po sila dito po sa nangyayari sa Marikina. Next. Next. Taguig, next. Malabon. Ito pong Malabon naman, kausap ko si Mayor Jeannie, talagang kailangan magtanggal na sila ng tao dahil itong apektado itong Malabon na Botas, no, dahil mamaya ay magkakaroon ng high tide alas 12. No? In fact, next, sa Navotas ay nagpasig, naghahanda rin po sila Mayor Vico, next. Yung mga bahaan na rin dyan, Maynila, naku, marami na rin bahabo sa lugar ng Maynila, next. Sige lang, Manila. Ayan po si Mayor Hani. Lahat po ng mga mayor talaga nakadeploy. Karamihan po ng ating mga mga kalye ay talagang may tubig na po sa Kalakang, Maynila. Next. Manila, yeah, next. Navotas, ito po, ang sabi sa akin ni Mayor El Rey ay halos 2,000 na ang kanilang ini-evacuate kanina pang umaga. At 70% ng Navotas ay baha. 80% ng Malabon ay baha. At 60% ng Valenzuela ay baha. Ito po ay dahil yung kanilang flood control ay na-damage po, no? na tinamaan ng isang ship. So it exacerbated, tapos nagkaroon pa ho tayo ng tubig po ngayon. Pero on top po ang ating mga mayor dito, as we are talking right now, continuous po ang kanilang evacuation. At ang Tulyahan River ay medyo grabe na po. This is from Quezon City to Valenzuela. Next. Navotas, ayan po. Continuing evacuation po rito si Mayor John Ray Chanco. Next. San Juan. Yeah, next. Ito po si Mayor po, nandito po ngayon ng San Juan. Next. Of course, sa Mandaluyong, baha na rin po sa amin. Next. No? Okay. So, meron din po sa Region 3, sa Bulacan po, 338 individuals or 87 families. Sa Balanga, 65 families or 220 individuals. Sa Mariveles, 31 families or 112 individuals. Pinapakuha ko po sa Kawayan, sa Angeles ay 32 families. Sa Aurora po, sa probinsya ng Aurora, kakakuha lang po nito 1,830 families po, no? At 1,830 individuals or about 480 families. Babasahin ko lang, Mr. President, sa Bataan po, ito ay sa Abukay, o total na lang sa Bataan of 111 families or 387 individuals. Ito ay sa Abukay, Bagak, Balanga, Mariveles, Morong at Pilar. Sa Bulacan naman, there are 89 families, no? Or 345 individuals. Ang pinakamalaki yung affected ay ang Bulacan, ang Obando at ang Pulilan as per our report. At sa Angeles City at Macabebe po, no? Ito ay 16 families or 50 individuals. So ito po ay sa Region 3. So because of what is happening, Mr. President, lalo na sa Metro Manila, ang rekomendasyon po namin po rito, baka pwedeng ma-declare po natin ng state of calamity ang Metro Manila. No? Yun po ang napag-usapan namin kanina sa nakikita po namin at sa mga litratong nakikita po namin. At pagkatapos nga nito ay babalik po kami sa MMDA para mag-Zoom meeting sa iba pang mga mayors ng Metro. And of course, pati na rin sa ibang mga mayors sa buong Pilipinas tungkol po rito. Mr. President. Thank you po.
All right. Thank you. So, mabigat pa rin pala dito sa Metro Manila.
Ang masaklap po yung amount ng rainfall, Mr. President.
Talaga?
Napakalaki ng tubig.
Oo, makikita natin. At saka hindi walang tigil. Paano yung buhos? Okay, so the next briefing will be given to us by the SWD on the activities and response efforts. You will provide. Okay.
Mr. President, good morning, members of the Council. In behalf of Secretary Rex Gatchalian, my name is Director Leo Quintilla, the Special Assistant to the Secretary for Disaster Response and Management Group. May I proceed, Mr. President?
Please go ahead.
Mr. President, please allow me to present the DSWD Disaster Response Operation first as the Vice Chair for the Response Cluster and the lead in the non-food and non-food items, camp coordination and management, and the management of internally displaced persons, Mr. President. This is the combined effects of the southwest monsoon and the Typhoon Karina as of 24 July 2024, 6 a.m., Mr. President. Mr. President, for the information, the response cluster was activated last July 22, 2024 to discuss, next slide please. The response cluster was activated July 22 to discuss preparedness, at the same time the capacities of the different member agencies in preparation for the southwest monsoon and the Typhoon Karina, Mr. President. As of, this is a running total, however, this will be updated after this meeting at our Disaster Response Command Center at the DSWD. We have recorded a total of 45,328 families or 191,000 persons are affected in 225 barangays. In regions NCR 1, 2, 3, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Region 5, 6, 7, and Cordillera Administrative Region, Mr. President. Next slide, please. To include areas also in Mimaropa, Region 6, this is the total. 225 barangays, families of 45,328 or 191 person, Mr. President. Next slide, please. Mr. President, this is the status of displaced population. There are 1,702 families or 6,524 persons currently taking temporary shelter in 126 evacuation centers in various regions to include NCR 1, 2, 3, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Region 6, and Region 7. Next slide, please. The interest of the DSWD is on our vulnerable sector. So we have the following information, data for the infant, toddlers, preschoolers, school age, teenage, adult, and elderly. These are the vulnerable sectors inside our evacuation center. Next slide, please. For the status of displaced population, these are outside the evacuation center. These are running total right now, but this will be updated at 1 o'clock this afternoon. 376 families, 1,512 individuals temporarily staying with their relatives and friends from the different regions in the country, Mr. President. Next slide, please. For the damaged houses, a total of 175 houses were damaged, of which 15 are totally damaged and 160 are partially damaged. Again, these are for updating this, Mr. President, at 1 p.m. so we can have the picture by this afternoon. Mr. President, for the next slide, this is the cost of the DSWD humanitarian assistance provided for the different regions with our family food packs, family kits, hygiene kits, kitchen kits, and sleeping. For total right now, we have a total of around 300,000, but this data will be updated. So ongoing po, Mr. President, our relief operations in the areas identified affected by southwest monsoon and the Typhoon Karina. Mr. President, the next slide will present our current standby funds and prepositioned relief stockpile in affected regions in the country and central hubs of the DSWD. Mr. President, currently we have a total of more than 1 million FFPs and other food items and non-food items with a total standby funds plus stockpile funds of 2.6 billion pesos, Mr. President. And these are all in our disaster response center to include our regional offices and also to our last mile warehouses in the local government units, especially in the GIDA areas, Mr. President. We have already prepositioned goods with our local government unit. As a summary, Mr. President, next slide, please. Standby funds around 969 million with a quantity of 1.5 million FFPs and a cost of 1.2 billion and also 1.2 billion for the non-food items, total to 3.4 billion pesos, Mr. President. For the information of the President, we have still available around 1.6 million FFPs through our framework agreement with the different suppliers that are ready to be drawn down anytime we need additional family food packs to augment the local government unit, Mr. President. I think that's the last slide, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. I was looking at the standby funds and preposition goods slide. we look at the evacuees just as a rough guide on displaced population, both inside and outside. Ang madami talaga is Region 3. When you see when you look at the absolute numbers, it's Calabarzon that really has been the most affected. So yung distribution ng stockpile ninyo, adjust na ninyo. Nakikita na naman natin yung trend kung saan dumadaan, where are the areas that are being hit hardest. So as much as possible, doon na tayo, we start repositioning there already as a response to the need. So para hindi tayo mahirapan. I'm hoping that the forecast is as being told that it will be away by the weekend, by Saturday. Wala na sa atin. Pwede na natin puntahan lahat. Everything is been cleared already. Wala naman, yung mga roads na hindi possible, ano yan, baha, na landslide? Landslide. Yeah, but we should be able to fix that very. Walang major na tulay na inabutan. Oh, so good. That's a blessing, at least in disguise. Hindi natin na. Okay, so I think, well, the response is okay. We just have to keep it up. You know, the SWD continue the support. We'll continue monitoring it. You work with the OCD together. You can so that you can again focus your attention on those areas that we will have to service that are presently isolated. Importante yun. Kasi yung mga yan hindi na kumain na ng ilang araw. So as soon as possible, dapat naka-ready na yung ipapasok natin. Because we know that they are the priority and critical ang situation nila. Of course, those we are providing assistance to outside of the evacuation centers and both inside. Sige, patuloy lang natin gawin yun. Ang ano naman dyan, sila mismo, the evacuees will be the ones who are always in a hurry to go home. So we just make sure that they have everything that they need. And again, yung sa dams, kasi talagang very bad ang experience natin nung nagbukas sila, yung sa Cagayan na tinamaan, ang daming nalunod doon. Okay, so we have to, all right, I think we just follow our standard procedures, but I think now the only thing that we are not doing that we should do is know where the focus is. So when the focus will be Calabarzon, Region 3, ang DSWD, maganda na kayo. Baka maging matagal pa yan, hindi bababa ang tubig. So yung mga stockpile ninyo, ready for those areas. And again, the isolated communities, the minute dapat nakatutok na tayo lahat. The minute na maipasok natin, pumasok na tayo, kaagad tayo. Because I haven't seen any help for mga 2 araw na siguro yan na hindi kumakain. So we have to make sure that as soon as we can go in, that we can go in. And then the warning to the dams, those downstream from the dams, to make sure. I think yung i-identify ninyo yung communities, yung mga barangay na matatamaan. Then, andyan natin, tawagan mo na yung mga LGU. Sabihin nyo, ganito ang mangyayari. Ngayon, they make an assessment. Sila naman talagang first responder. They can make an assessment na kung saan dadalhin, kung itatabilan muna o dadalhin talaga sa evacuation center, etc. etc. Then the SWD has to also respond because kung talagang nasira ang bahay, na ganito, hindi sila, kahit na wala ng tubig, wala Wala silang titirahan, wala silang... So we have prepare for that. Let's learn from the bad experience that we had before when we opened the dams and there was not sufficient coordination kaya nadamay yung nasa baba. Okay. Is there anything else that we need to attend to? Well, I'm just happy to note that there are only very few special instructions that I have to give because we have already standardized meron na tayong talagang SOP. And let's just continue to follow our SOPs. Plinano natin na mabuti ito. So just follow our standard procedures, but start to focus already on the critical areas. All right? Okay, thank you very much. I'll let you get to work. Thank you.